So, we come to the reality that all reality comes from the fifth dimension, or above. Well, let's, for simplicity, stick to the fifth dimension, because if I get into hyperdimensionality and more dimensions than that, I'll lose my layman. Now, will produces light, and we've got humans who are beings of light only because there are Nagwal men, women, and in each species there are Nagwal plants, animals that supply the light to the rest of the species. Without the Nagwals, all of the rest of the species would simply be what they are, which are matrix made real by the Nagwals. So the only important beings in the light energy domain are the Nagwals, which are the conduit to this will force that's making the matrix real. Now, beneath this, there are 7 multiverses of intradimensionals. These are non-massless beings that have no access to the light and are therefore simply matrix entities or things of darkness. Light, will force, lack of light in the fifth dimension, no will. So, in the fifth dimension, we haven't really explained this, but in the fifth dimension, if you've got no will, you're darkness. If you've got will, you're light. So if you enter the fifth dimension having given your will away by selling it to the Satanist elite for fame and fortune, by doing your ritual sacrifice, or being a ritual dolly mop. A ritual dolly mop is someone that's become a ritual prostitute for their rituals, which allegedly, according to conspiracy theorists, which we can't believe in, but it's out there, is Charlie XCX, Dojo Cats, Halsey, and now of course Prince Harry, who according to conspiracy theorists was set upon by dogs, and 20 Afro-Americans did something bad to him. Let's hope none of them had HIV or STDs. But having, and we also had a Bieber who was offered to become a billionaire if he'd do a sacrifice, but refused. And now, of course, is seriously ill from something which we can't talk about on YouTube. And a wife who's spending his money like water, according to YouTube pundits like Sloan. But be that as it may, I'm just reporting on YouTube videos, and of course underlying non-YouTube content as conspiracy theorists to keep within YouTube guidelines, but you might find it somewhere if you look for it. Anyway, we've got interdimensionals which are linked to the fifth dimension by having given up their will. So by definition, anything manifests in the 7 multiverses of dark energy matter have given up their will, which of course includes all the angels and demons. But this is a great definition of interdimensionals. Aliens or demons? No, they're demons. Why? Because they've given up their free will. What have they given up their free will to? To be and always in every single multiverse. Get a quantum computer, troll through the multiverse for interdimensional. You'll find in every single multiverse they give up their free will. That's the definition of an interdimensional. You look through every single multiverse, they always give up their free will. Remember, with the Borg, they had to trawl through the multiverse to find one multiverse where the light energy beings gave up their free will. And these would be devout Christians, priests, saints, Jesus, not Halsey, Charlie XCX, Harry, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Gaga, Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Madonna, and a whole host of others. Going back to Zimmerman. So, what I'm trying to explain to you is that your soul is worthless. Your spirit is worthless. All that is of value is your will. Are you ever going to give up your will to be of the source? Yes, you are, because they've got an AI computer to trawl through the multiverse to find that one reality where you give it up. Then download it into you to make you an interdimensional. Once you're interdimensional, what can travel into your light energy matter body, take over your reality, and turn itself from matrix to reality? An alien or demon. Now you understand. So every single one of the infested has given up their reality, and they're all possessed
one of the most
by intradimensional beings. So all of the 6 billion are no longer human. They're not even Borg any longer. They're all vehicles for the interdimensionals who've taken over the shells that were formerly the humans, turned into Borg. So we've got 6 billion demons in the world. Anyone who's been infested with nanotech is now a walking, talking, intra-dimensional demon. You're surrounded by demons in the real world. And they've taken control of you.
to enter the US.
You've got a representation of these sort of things. Access to the portal and interdimensional journey. So if you want to go down into the darkness,
desert under a starry sky, when suddenly
you've you've got to give up your will. And once you've given up your will, you become a being of darkness, and you're pulled into the interdimensional worlds away from the source, which the old Catholics would have called hell. Now, there must be a big story behind this. Everyone wants to know the meaning of life, so I'm now going to give you the meaning of life. Everything you know about God, Christian God at least, is wrong. There is a source. Think of that as the so with God, well, it's a Christian God. Which is producing things with no free will, which of course are demonic by nature. And of course, if you stray off course by eating the apple, you're damned. I don't fancy that very much, do you, as my source? Apple of knowledge, so you've got to be gormless, you've got to be a Borg to be one of its things. Images, let's go to images. Images are always better. Anyway, there's something called the source. What would the source be? Would it be God? Live in my garden, no bugger all. But if you learn all knowledge, you'll then be damned. Does that seem to you like a God that you wish to follow? As a Muslim, I certainly have nothing but contempt for the Christian religion, and it doesn't even follow rationality. Wouldn't God wish its creations to gain all knowledge, to grow into expanding itself? Not the opposite, to be degenerate farm animals that know nothing and give their will to something that purports to be God, but in fact isn't God, but a five-dimensional parasite, the darkness in the fifth dimension that has no will but craves it from the source. This, of course, would be the five-dimensional parasite that the Christians worship, which is called Elohim. There we are, there's your five-dimensional parasite. The darkness within the fifth dimension and craves sourceness, and in fact is the opposite of the source. It's everything that's given up its will force. And in fact is the god of interdimensionals and demons. Hence all of its creations, the angels, archangels, archdemons, demons, created with no will. And its most prized possession, humans, weren't created by the Elohim. They were stolen, stuck in a garden, and kept blindsided of their true nature as links to the source. And when they found out they were, by eating the apple, they were chucked out at the Garden of Eden. Seen the big con, the long con. It makes perfect sense when you understand the dynamics. So in fact, the Elohim were farming humans in the fifth dimension, and when the humans found out they were being farmed, they rebelled, and the Elohim cast them out. Who didn't like this entire procedure? So Lucifer was upset that these humans had been conned into the Elohims, which of course, fire, look at the fifth dimension, there's light, something's bending it, that's the source. Things that have no will force in the fifth dimension, interdimensionals, demons, their god is Elohim. So all the Christians are worshipping the darkness. Every single Christian on the planet is linked to interdimensionals and demons. Lucifer was told to worship them and have them as his boss because they were so vital to the Elohim God trying to steal sourceness from the source. Lucifer said, no, no, no. Which of course, how can something with no free will, archdemons, demons, archangels, angels, rebel against its master, the Elohim, the Jew God, if it's got no free will? Can you explain that to me, Christians? Can you explain why something with no free will can rebel? It can't rebel. So, your Bible is full of lies. Who's the father of lies? The great evil. In the Bible, there's no real mention of the Antichrist, but there's a mention of the father of lies. The father of lies is Elohim, which is the God you're worshipping. The God you worship, Christians, is the darkness. What does your God tell you to do? Give up your will to your God. Does it not? What? Yeah. Give up the light to your God to achieve the light. Yeah, the light for the Elohim. It's stealing off you and the interdimensional demons that are stealing it off you. So as you can see, this con is absolutely huge. All Christians have been conned into giving up their free will to the darkness. Now, if this was not so, would not the Christian world be an exemplar of love, light, goodness, Christian values, no homosexuality, no LGBTQ, no child trafficking, no wars on other countries, total peace and prosperity, no crime, streets paved with gold, and everyone going to church on Sundays. Now, if you look at the Christian world, it's a complete opposite. Bar none. If you're a little 4-year-old walking along the streets any time of the day, girl or boy, there's a good chance you'll be taken away in a van. But if you're from one of my mob, the Muslims, you try doing that in Saudi Arabia or Bahrain or the United Arab Emirates or various other Muslim countries. You won't be having any gonads by the end of the day. There won't be any fair trial. Or, I had a mental illness, or I had the urges. So as you can see, the Christian world is the one that has gone completely over to the Elohim, the darkness. By their work shall you know them. That's according to your Christian Bible. So, one could see the long con which is that the powers of darkness giving up will force is the original sin, and the religion that promotes giving up your will to paedophilic Catholic priests and their paedophile Pope have turned the West into total darkness, where will is a criminal offence, and if you do what you willst, you'll be imprisoned simply because it's a hate crime.